Hi, it's Erin from SCN, and today I'm going to show you how I create screencasts to help with tutorials. Now, just as a heads up, I use a Mac, and the free software I use isn't available on PCs. But if you do use a Mac or have access to one, keep watching as I show you how I put it all together. The three pieces of software I use to make screencasts are Canva, iMovie, and QuickTime. I use QuickTime to record my screencasts, iMovie to edit and add voiceovers, and Canva to add opening or closing slides or any other time I want to add a visual in. To start, I typically write out a quick script. I like to use notes on my phone because I can access it on my Mac too. And then I either visualize my steps as I'm going through them, or sometimes I even go through them and jot down notes so as not to miss any key points. Now, one of the next steps is that I go to Canva and create a quick graphic or two to help me out. One of the ways that I've found to really save time on this is to go with a standard template. So for example, this is my generic template that I tend to use, and I can really quickly duplicate it by simply clicking over here, copying this page. And now for Tech Tip Tuesday, I'm just going to say using iMovie, QuickTime, and Canva to create a screencast. All right, so I quickly can wait till this is saved first. And then I'm going to go ahead and download. And if I click options, I get the option to just download page 2, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to download it as an image. It's easier to drop it into iMovie if it's an image. And there I have it. All right, this part's going to be a little crazy and a little tricky as I'm trying to show you a screen recording of how to make a screen recording. So in order to start, you launch QuickTime. You go up to your File menu and you choose a new screen recording. And once you do that, you're going to see a little box pop up that will look kind of like this. And it will say, it's got the screen recording little icon here. One big tip that I have is I crank the volume all the way up. I crank it all the way up too on my Mac, and then I hit mute so I don't get like this feedback interference sound. And then the other thing that I like to do before I start recording is if I click this little down caret here, I like to make sure that it says show mouse clicks in recording, because when you're trying to walk someone through how to do something, especially on a website or on a computer, this will give you a little circle outline around the mouse and show you where I'm clicking, and that helps just draw the viewer's attention into that area. So once you're ready to start recording, you can do a certain amount of your screen or full screen, and it'll show you exactly how to do that. The directions will come right up, and then you simply start recording. In order to stop, if you look up here, you can see this little circle with the kind of square in it. All I have to do is click there. So just to review, a few of my favorite QuickTime tips and tricks are: first, like I mentioned before, crank the volume on your Mac and then hit the mute button. It makes it so that there's no interference, but it helps to amplify the sound of your microphone. If you don't have a microphone or headphones with a microphone, you can use the built-in microphone on your computer. It will do the job. But I found that the free headphones and microphone that come with your iOS devices are really handy too. One super important tip that has saved me a ton of time in making screencasts is that if I mess up, I take an extended silent pause rather than stopping my entire recording, and then I try wherever I screwed up from and I repeat it. And then when I work on it in iMovie, I can simply edit that piece out. So my recording doesn't have to be perfect on the first try. I just have to remember to kind of take a little silent pause. That way I can quickly locate that part in the clip when I'm looking at the audio portion, and I can get rid of the part that I don't need and just continue with the part that I do need. As always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next week when I show you how I put all of this together and some of my favorite tips and tricks using iMovie. If you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to email me.